be flipped. It didn't do it. Hmm. Okay, guys, it has been a day. Have my Red Bull, needing this very much needing this. If it looks like I'm tired, it's because I am. It's also because this should be this way. Today's been a long day. And I should have took a nap earlier. What time is it? Like it's almost 10 o'clock. And I haven't eaten dinner. I ordered food earlier. It was supposed to be like onions and peppers, shrimp fried rice. No. Rice with shrimp. And like peppers and onions, or peppers and onions with shrimp, or something like that. But I thought they were going to use like bell peppers. They did not. They used the little tiny like Thai peppers, and they put a bunch of onions in it. And that was it. So it was really like onions and shrimp. So I am hungry. So I ordered food. And the lady from the restaurant called me and was like, "Oh, the restaurant's closed, so we can't make your burger." So I have really gone all day, and I ate some watermelon. And I ate a couple pieces of shrimp and some rice. So I am on water. This is my favorite type of water. Y'all come to Thailand and get this brand, Crystal. This is what the other side looks like. This is what Crystal is in tablet. Yeah, so that's my favorite type of water. So I'm running off water, and this is the Thailand version of Red Bull. I don't know what that says, but this is the English side, if y'all can even see that. And this is the Thai side. But yes, I just finished that. I done that because I got work to do and I need to stay up. So I actually work. I would say East Coast hours for the most part, because I have business in the States, even though I am here in Thailand. So I still have business in the East Coast. So I'm up during the day in Thailand because I feel like I'm really productive in the morning. I feel like if it's dark, it doesn't matter if I slept all day long. If I wake up and it's dark, it's not gonna make me want to work. I tried that. I tried that whole like sleep during the day, stay up at night. But it is very depressing to like never see daylight, or see very little daylight, or not see the sunrise, right? Because that's what I realized that I was missing when I was doing that. I wasn't seeing the sunrise. I would see the sunset, but I wasn't up to see it rise. So I love seeing the sunrise. So that is kind of a what do you call it? I guess something I just gave up. I gave up on that. So now I have a schedule where I am up pretty much the whole day. Um Thailand time. I will try to take a nap, which is normally what I would have did. So that way, if I get an hour nap, then that allows me to be up somewhere between midnight to 2 a.m. And then I get back up at like somewhere between 6 to 8, depending. Depending, sometimes I get back up at 5. But the point of all of that is I have to do business in the States, right? I have people who are on the East Coast. I have people who are in Texas. I have people who are in on the West Coast, right? So I kind of need to be up for all of those hours. That's the same reason why I get up at like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, because I want to catch the West Coast people in their afternoon, and then I stay up to like midnight to catch all of the East Coast people in their morning. So yes, I am here in Thailand. It's dark. Y'all can see. You can't really see, which is why I'm not facing the window, because it's just a lot of reflection because of all the lights. I have an obstructed view. So a lot of people, they have apartments that are surrounding their apartments, but I don't have any of that. Let me see if I can show y'all from the patio, from my patio. Hold on. I can show y'all the view. So y'all can see it's like literally Sorry, I don't know how to use this thing. I pressed Had Lab. I wanted to flip it. Okay, see, y'all can see my view is like completely unobstructed. And then if you could see like some of the other apartments in the far distance, you see how they're really close together. I mean, you see how far I even have to go to get to that apartment. Like, there's nothing this high up around me for miles and miles and miles. Like, I love that. And then on the other side, like over there, over here, there's a bunch of I'm scared to put my phone over there. There's a bunch of apartments that are really close by over there too. Let me see if I can zoom in. So you can see those are close by. Those are close by each other, but none of them are close to me. So yes. So but as y'all can see all the lights and stuff, it just creates a lot of glare. So I figured I would just come inside. But yes, so this is like a yap and chat session. We just kind of talked about my day a little bit. I'm not going to go on too much about that, but I just wanted to tell y'all what I was working on. Talk to y'all about Thailand if anybody's interested in moving to Thailand. I know the number one question I always get is, how do you make money? How do you make money? How do you make money? How do you get a job? How do you make money? How do you get money? You know? And you gotta set it up before you leave. I know a lot of people who come and rely on social media, and although I know that works for some people, I also know that that's stressful, and I also know what happens when you decide to take a break, right? And I think that you should be on something that is not like a hamster wheel, that if you decide to take a break, everything's not gonna go to shit. Because that's the goal, is you're supposed to be able to get breaks. And I think that's the thing that they don't see. Excuse me. People are like, oh my gosh, you work a lot. Yeah, but I can also take a nap whenever I want to. Mm-hmm. And if I'm up, you telling me working a lot is just me on my phone? Ain't you on your phone anyway? Right? So what's the difference from me editing on my phone and you scrolling on your phone? And I feel like it's one of those things where you just really got to set yourself up for success. If you're on your phone anyway, let's find something productive, to do with that. So I feel like that's one of those things where I always suggest people to just make sure that you are just planning that ahead of time. Whatever that looks like for you, that's going to look like something different for everybody. There is no cookie cutter job you should have when you move to Thailand. There is no cookie cutter way to make money when you move to Thailand or when you move to any country, right? I'm not one of those move to Thailand people. Move wherever you want to move in the world, right? Because every location is good for different people at different times in their life. So I am not a move to Thailand fanatic. I am a, if you are interested in moving abroad, Thailand is one of the many places that is amazing for you to do that. But I know a myriad of other places that's great. Like Costa Rica is amazing if you wanted to move abroad too. But Thailand is also really great to visit. You know, if you wanted to go somewhere for a long period of time to see what living abroad is like, I think Thailand is a great place to do that. You could come here for like 2 months, see what it's like, you know, and then go back home or go to the next country, right? Which is what my plan is. My end goal is not Thailand. I don't have any wants or goals to live here for forever, right? This is just one of the many places that I am going to be going or stopping or living on my like expat nomad journey. Sorry, I want to make this higher. Oops. Um, yeah, I want to live several places before I go back to the United States. And maybe I'll live a bunch of places, go back to the United States, and then come back out. Who knows? But either way, I want to see the world. So, yeah, part of my work that I do is like helping other people who want to move abroad and who want to create additional streams of income. So that's what I do here, right? Which is why it's imperative that I'm up late for East Coast hours and then I'm up early for West Coast hours because I have clients who I have coaching sessions with, right? And we do live one-on-one coaching sessions just like this. So, I have to be up for those, and then I'm up during the day because I have business to do here in Thailand, right? Like it took me like 3 hours to pay my bills today. Things nobody tells you about moving to Thailand. There has to be. I'm always trying to find the alternative ways to do everything, like literally everything. But yes, so I am working on some group trips. I have a group trip that's coming up. It is for brides and wedding planners. I have a group trip. This is all Thailand. I have a group trip from, it's a Southeast Asia trip. We're doing Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. And then I have another group trip to Japan. And then I have another retreat that I am doing. And then I have there's lots of trips going on. So if you are looking for a group trip or you're interested in having a trip planned, I have lots of those going on. The wedding fam is probably my biggest group trip right now. That one is going to be for all of the brides, all of the wedding planners, anybody interested in having a wedding or planning a wedding in Thailand. It's going to be just for y'all. Just for y'all. So, yeah, I think that one is going to be huge. I really wish I had food, y'all. I'm really sad that my food got canceled. Sorry, I'm in the back of my head like, oh. Thailand has so much good food, though. So much good food. And I think that's one of the amazing things about hosting weddings here is you get to have like all of the amazing food. I thought they canceled my order. Why is she saying the driver on the way? Okay. I'm going to have to figure that out. I ordered some food. I thought they canceled it, but it says driver's on the way. I really thought she called me and canceled it. But yeah, Thailand has the most amazing desserts, like the most ridiculously amazing amount of desserts. I planned a micro wedding here like last year, and the bride did like a the theme was like food market. If you have ever been to Thailand and you've ever been to any of the markets in Thailand, you know food at the food markets in Thailand is abundant. So she basically had all of the food stands instead of like a buffet style type thing. It kind of looked like a food market buffet style type thing. There was somebody serving everybody. So it was super dope. Thailand is really really dope for that. I feel like it's one of those things where you really just gotta do it. You gotta get the tickets. You gotta and just go. Why not? You really only live once. So why not? I also feel like Thailand is really good this time of the year because the rain just stopped. We just got finished with our version of what like spring was. So we are like really, really, really officially now in summer because we didn't really get summer before like a week or two ago, y'all. It was rainy here. It was rainy like every day. Like you could never go out at all for days at a time without it raining, right? So we finally got good weather. It is finally summertime in Thailand. This is the best time to come to Thailand, like right now, because the weather is amazing. We're finally getting real summer, so it's hot. I don't know if anybody knows this, but I definitely tell everybody don't go out in the middle of the day. And that's another reason why my schedule is the way my schedule is because it not allows me to sleep in the middle of the day when it's so hot. You should not be outside anyway. Today, my phone said it was 111 degrees. It said it feels like it was 111 degrees. I think the actual temperature was maybe like 98, 96, but it says it felt like 111 degrees. Mind you, that is probably on the ground floor. The ground. It's 111 degrees. It feels like that, right? I am several decade floors higher than that. Several tens floors higher than that, right? So I'm up on the 30th floor. The rooftop is on the 40th floor. You can imagine how much more hotter it is on the 30th and 40th floors. So, yeah, I try to stay cool. I try to stay out the way. Okay, so in the middle of the day, I am in the house. I don't play those games. So that's normally when I get my good rest is in the middle of the day. I also think a lot of people aren't here, right? If they're working or whatever, then they're gone in the middle of the day. So I also think that's probably a better time to run the AC than at night. So I don't mind being up. But at 111 degrees, that's why I don't know if y'all noticed, but that's why y'all see a lot of indoor content. If y'all ever wonder why y'all don't see a lot of people like walking around Bangkok on live or just walking around Bangkok doing like content of them around the city, it's because it's hot. They're probably sweaty looking, right? The only time you really see people do content of them at something is inside of a place or at very specific places like that, like what is that, like something in the garden, something in the forest or something like that. Little restaurant. It's about like an hour away, which means you get a lot more breeze than you do in the city of Bangkok. But you really can't sit outside in the middle of the day. Like you'll get a heat stroke. I don't know how they work in that weather. It probably should be criminal. I've never seen them with fans. They hardly have the air conditioning on when they're inside. So, I don't know how they do it, but I don't want to do it. So the best time to go out when you're in Thailand is first thing in the morning. I would say, go to a morning market at like 6 and then be done by like 11 and then you can like rest up until about 6 and then I feel like 6 o'clock is a good time to go back out. But I have in my ebook New Money New Start, I'm basically taking the strategy that I took because I helped my friend and her kids. They are relocating here, and I helped them get all of that stuff together. So I basically took my whole process of what I did with her, and I put it in that ebook because I feel like it was going to be helpful for other people. If it could help a single mom with 3 kids, I'm sure it can help people who are just single like me. And honestly, seeing her do it, definitely gave me more faith to help other people. Um, Moving internationally with kids is hard. I seen somebody say that she's decided she was going to go back home because she didn't realize how expensive it would be with the kids. Right? When you are on the DTV visa, for example, you have to do visa runs, right? But your visa runs are either going to be flights or they're going to be like border runs, right? And those are costs that you have to figure into your overall cost of moving. So it's one thing if I have to take a trip, right? I need to book a flight, or if I have to get a hotel. I don't really like Airbnbs. I really don't want to stay at Airbnbs anymore. And I think Asia has really got me off that because them Asian Airbnbs, they be catfishing. Thailand Airbnbs, catfish. Don't say I didn't tell you. So anyway, if I have to do all of that for myself, that's not a big deal, right? If I had a family of four or family of five, that's a completely different story, right? I seen flights to Vietnam. They were like $50 round trip, right? So your $50 round trip visa run has now turned into a $250 round trip visa run. And then instead of just getting the little hotel with the one bed, right? Maybe you got to get two hotel rooms, or maybe you got to get one with bunk beds, or a family room, or two rooms, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe you got to get an Airbnb or two Airbnbs. So I think that's a lot to consider. So I think it's a huge deal when you are a parent and you are deciding to move your children internationally. I think that's a big deal. I think it's a very underestimated win. It's a huge deal. So yeah, I basically took everything that I did with her and I put it in that ebook. So that ebook has all the gems, and it literally worked for her. She was just here. She came here twice this year. She was here in March, and then when her kids got out of school, she came back in July. She just left a couple days ago. So yeah, the it works. Like I did it, she did it, and it's not, like I said, it's not a cookie cutter thing, right? I think everybody not everybody, let me rephrase that because I hate when people do that. I think there are people who come out here with this like cookie cutter thought process of how this is supposed to work or what they're supposed to do, and that's just really not, it's not going to work like that. You really have to figure out what's going to work for you, right? Just because everybody else decided to go on TikTok and talk about, oh my gosh, you should move to Thailand, you should move to Thailand, you should move to Thailand, doesn't mean that you too should make videos about, oh my gosh, you should move to Thailand, you should move to Thailand. That's one of the reasons why I don't make videos like that. That goes back to my statement that I made earlier. I am not, oh my gosh, yay, Thailand, you must move to Thailand. I love Thailand. Don't get me wrong. I don't have anything wrong with you moving here. I'm not saying don't move here. But you can move to Panama and have an amazing time. You can move to Egypt and have an amazing time. You can move to Brazil and have an amazing time. You can move to Ghana and have an amazing time. There's a myriad of places that you can move and have an amazing time as a Black expat. And I know there's a lot of places that people are always asking, like, where's the safe places? We have a good amount, and it's not every city in every country, right? So that's something to consider. I don't know if you heard me earlier. I said Egypt. It's not every city in Egypt, right? It's not Cairo. Okay, I can tell you that. It's certain cities, certain places, but most countries have a Afro area, right? Even Thailand. Thailand has a tribe of indigenous people who are brown. They are Afro Thai, I think, technically. And I don't know the history exactly, so don't get me to lying. But that is how they identify. And they have their own, they have their own language. They don't really speak Thai. Because they live in like some remote village or something, somewhere up north, I think. But either way, there is a Black indigenous tribe or community in almost every country around the world. Normally, they're not going to be in the tourist areas, which is why you don't see them. They are normally pushed to like the outskirts or anywhere where there's no tourists, right? And that's really the goal, is to push them out of the way. And that's kind of the same thing in the United States. It's really unanimous all around the world. But I don't think Thailand did it on purpose. Well, I don't know. I don't know who did what. I just think Thai people are nice. So I guess I'm just giving them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, so that's what I do. The group trips I'm planning, because I'm a travel agent also. So I'm a RI coach, freedom coach, right? Residual income is my thing. Residual income is my thing. Residual income is my thing. If you're going to move to Thailand, you need residual income. Yes, you need income coming in from something active, but you need residual income. It is very easy to set up. And I'm not saying that it's going to be steady and this is going to be this millionaire, amount of money, but the goal is for it to be there when you need it, right? The goal is for it to be there coming in when you're least expecting it. It's not for you to make $1 million off of it necessarily upfront when you start. But residual income is so important when you're moving to Thailand. Residual income is so important when you're moving to Thailand. You need to have something in the background that's making you money. So like before I left, I put all my money, any loose money that I know I didn't need for my apartment deposit. I knew I didn't need for like anything like with my initial moving. Because I had a ton of bags. I brought like 9 suitcases, y'all. So I had to pay to check 9 suitcases. They didn't charge me for all of them, thank goodness. Some of them were underweight, so they didn't charge me for the ones that were like drastically underweight. But I think I paid like the same price as my ticket in suitcase, in luggage fees, check baggage fees or whatever. So anyway, the point of me saying all of that was to say that passive income, residual income, came in handy, right? And the two are the same and different at the same time, right? Residual income is something that is going to be coming in on the back end. You just get it over and over because you did something once. Like it is just residuals from something that you already did, right? So the reason for me connecting the dots in that way is I put a lot of my money into stocks before I left, right? And I was just like, all right, it's gonna grow. Let it grow. And it did. There's several of my stocks doubled and tripled since I have been gone, right? So think about me putting that money in my bank account versus putting that money in my stocks. Okay? So that's the residual, right? Because every month it's just more money coming in, more money coming in, more money coming in. And of course I'm watching my stocks, right? So if they go down, I take them out and I move it. But the point is I have something that is growing fairly quickly also too. So yeah. And then you also want to have something that kind of also falls into the passive category because I'm not touching it, right? I don't really have to do anything with that. It's just kind of growing on the back end without me doing anything, right? And there's lots of other options of things that you could do, but stocks is just a really, really, really easy one because it's a really easy way that you can make money on your money that you just really want to sit there until you're ready to use it. And is that kind of inconvenient? It is a little bit, right? But I think the fact that my money tripled sitting in there, I don't mind waiting 3 days to get it. Now, I don't know why it takes so long. I really don't think it takes that long because they know I'm in Thailand. Thailand has very, 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 very strict rules on fraudulent stuff. I think a lot of people run money through here because of the exchange rate. I think a lot of people run money through here because of all the drugs and the schmeck work. And I think that a lot of people run money through here just because of all of that red light district type stuff. So they are very, 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 very strict on sending money and exchanging money and US money turning to Thai baht and all of the things. The only thing that you could do really fairly easily is go to the ATM and take out money. But if anybody has ever hit their limit on their daily limit for a cash ATM, you're gonna hit it in Thailand. And I don't know if all the ATMs have a daily limit or if it's really based on your bank, but whichever one is lower, that's the one that Thailand is gonna go by. And it's very low. It's a couple $100s, which I think bigger picture is kind of unrealistic. That's also why I made a video on this, so I'm gonna be uploading that soon. But I did a video on sending money via Western Union because I really wanted to see if I could send money via Western Union and save money on ATM fees. And I did. And I did. Oh, yes. I'm so glad you love Thailand. Yes, I love it here. Oh, my order is arriving soon. I could have sworn she said, um, yes, it looks like my burger is still coming. I thought she said she canceled it. But yeah, I don't know. So we'll see. That's one thing I love about Thailand. You can get food at any time of night. Now I'm not gonna say everything is always open. I think that's a lie. I don't know why people say that. That's not true. Everything's not always open. A lot of stuff closes at like 8, 9 o'clock. If there's anything in particular that you want, order it by 8 o'clock. Because after 8 o'clock, you're gonna get whatever's left over. And I'm not saying it can't be good. I'm just saying it might not be exactly what you want. Like a lot of the specialty type restaurants, like the Ethiopian restaurants, the African restaurants, the Jamaican restaurants, they all close at like 8, 9 o'clock. Same thing with some of the sushi restaurants. Unless you go to like the all you can eat buffet places. If you want to go get food in Bangkok, there's plenty of like little central places where you could go get food. But as soon as you step out of those central places, it's like dessert. Like over here, everything dead. Everything look dead. It's probably nowhere for me to walk to get food right now at this time of night. Now, was that my plan when I moved here? No. Did I like this complex so much? I said, forget it? Yes. So, yeah. But I think that's something about like coming to Thailand and staying for a long time and not even not moving, right? Like I don't once again, I am not the move to Thailand. I'm not that girl. I'm not pushing everybody and their mama to move to Thailand. But let's say you just wanted to come visit. I do think staying in like one of the apartment Airbnbs is a really good idea because you get a completely different look and outlook and like how life is, how it would be to like live somewhere internationally if that's something that you're thinking about. I also think that it's really good to live in like the what do they call them? Serviced apartments. That's what I lived in. So that was pretty nice because I never had to buy water. Never had to buy water. I went 3 months. And unless I was out and about, I didn't have to buy water. They provided me with water. They paid for AC, right? And Wi-Fi, right? So now if I do the math, which I've actually never done this. Let's do the math. Because I want to see if the cost of the service department, it was about $800 a month. I want to see if that equates to about what I'm paying now. So I'm going to have to do the math on Was I muted this whole time? Oh my goodness, hold on. Let me go on YouTube. Because what in the bleep? Why ain't nobody tell me I was muted? Let me go find it. Oh, I gotta switch accounts. Because what? That is not right. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. If my sound is on, if it was off before, like, what is really good? Can somebody tell me if they hear me? Okay, now you can hear me. I can't believe I was muted that whole time. Oh my gosh, so mad. Okay, damn. Not me over here running my mouth and nobody can even hear me. I'm mad nobody told me that the thing was muted. I wonder how long I've been talking and the damn thing was muted. Okay, well, I was just talking about how much my apartment was and how I have a duplex apartment and how it's brand new. Nobody heard it! Okay, well, I guess that was just supposed to be, what it was. Oh no! What did I do? Oh man. That was so weird. I did not mean to do that. I was trying to wave, but I guess I can't type in the chat. So weird. See, you said shut up, so now I am gonna, cause what? I wonder why I can't chat. Or I just don't know how to use the damn thing. But it's not allowing me to, like, chat in the chat. Okay, well, that was interesting. I wonder how long I was talking with the mic off. Anyway, so, like I was saying, if you're going to be moving to Thailand, I suggest you start creating your residual income now. Figure out what that looks like for you. Figure out what is the best way for you to have residual or passive income. Like, for example, I have ebooks on Amazon. That's passive. Also, like my hair company, I feel like it's pretty passive. I do market and I do want to get better about marketing, especially more. But that was kind of one of the reasons why I moved here, is because I wanted to get that business going, like closer, create a closer relationship with all of my vendors and stuff in Asia. It's a lot easier to get to Vietnam from here, right? Or Cambodia from here, or Indonesia from here. And I have vendors in all of those places. So I'm going to be visiting them soon. I was supposed to go last year and I got sick, y'all. Traveling nonstop will have you fucked up. And there's really nothing that you could do about it, right? You're coming in contact with a bunch of different germs, a bunch of different people, doing a bunch of different stuff. It's like basically inevitable, to be completely honest, you know? So all you gotta do is just make sure you take your vitamin C, make sure you stay healthy. But yeah, that's really all you could do. You're gonna get sick, especially if you go to Bali. Bali belly is real. I don't really even know how you avoid it because it's too hot to have drinks that don't have ice in them. So, yeah, there's that. And they don't chill the alcohol. You would think that they would chill the alcohol considering they know the issue with the ice. Like, that's crazy. But yeah. So, but if you're going to just be traveling here, I feel like that's one of those decisions you can literally make like night before, 2 nights before, maybe 2 nights before. So that means you have time to like pack, you know, and you're not like rushing to pack. But you don't need a lot of time. You don't need a lot of time because I feel like it's one of those things where Thailand is so easy breezy. It's so easy going. You know, you really don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff. All of the stuff that you already have to worry about, like maybe going to Mexico or going to Colombia, even though those places are fun, they also be a little dangerous sometimes, you know? So I feel like when you are going to places that are safer, more low maintenance, Thailand is very low maintenance. You could pull up here with no suitcase and still be good. You know what I'm saying? You could go in 7-Eleven and buy everything you need. You could get toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, face wash, lotion, some form of deodorant, um, shirt, some shorts, sunglasses, a charger. I mean, they will hook you up in the 7-Eleven, okay? You just gotta go to the right with 7-Eleven. But go to baby, they got everything in there. You don't need for nothing else. Nothing. So it's really easy to just like pick up and come to Thailand. I booked my flight maybe like a week before. Not even. A couple days maybe. I knew I was coming. I had been plotting and planning, but I'm one of them like spirit of moment people, okay? I be just going with the flow. I be doing whatever. And I just be like, YOLO. Fuck it. You know? Like we only live once. So yeah. So that's my perspective. So I be booking shit last minute, stuff last minute. I'm kind of the worst person to travel with as of recently because I be unreliable. I be wanting to go 1 minute and the next minute I don't want to go. But I feel like I don't be wanting to go and everybody's like wanting to plan for eternity. Let's go next month. Or let's not talk about it until we can just go next month. You know? That be my thought process. So, hold on, let me get this thing. Cut this air off. Ooh, it's cold. And I don't need to be running up my little low electricity bill, okay? I know I was sweating when I got back in here. But I have absolutely cooled down. Oh, let me get the remote too. I thought I had it. Oh, there you go. I definitely need to make me a little trip to the store because my sweet tooth has kicked in. Did y'all know that deworming, most countries do deworming? United States is like one of the few countries who does not, like, normally that's not like a normal part of your checkup when you go to the doctor. And it's probably because of how the food is like not prepared, but how it is sitting. I don't know what the appropriate word for that is, but however it just sits out, I feel like is really the reason why, you know? And I think your body gets used to it in one way, right? Which is why you're not sick from it and you can eat it. And then in the very same way, that does not mean that flies didn't land on it or there was fly eggs on it. I don't know if y'all are on the fly egg side of TikTok, but somehow I got on that side of TikTok. But yeah, yeah, so you just gotta be careful, you know? You just gotta be a little aware, gotta be a little careful. Desi. That's it. But I love street food. I love Thailand street food. I love Thailand street food. If I didn't have work to do, I could go right now and hop on a bike and go to the market and live my best life. What time is it? At 10:40 p.m. I could go live my best life at the night market right now. I love the market. I love the night market more than the day market personally, just because it's really hot during the day, and I hate sweating in the heat. I hate sweating when I'm trying to shop. It's a deterrent. So I am a nighttime market girly. But yeah, all my faves are at the market, and a lot of my market faves, I can't find them to get delivered to me, which sucks. So, yeah. Sorry, I just got a text message. Oh, I can respond on here. Good. That's my intern messaging me. I don't know what time he talking about and why you wait until the last minute to message me. I don't know what time that is. Is that 6 a.m.? Oh, because he was asleep. Okay. My bad. The time difference be throwing me off sometimes too, though. Even though I'm aware of it, still throws me off sometimes. There we go. So I have one intern, but I need two more. I have several people who applied, but I haven't done interviews again yet. That is a very, very, very tedious process. And I also feel like I am very communicative when it comes to hiring and interviewing because I used to work in HR before I had my own businesses. So I am like an over communicator. So I always want to make sure that people are understanding what I'm saying. So I'm always asking like, hey, can you make sure that the time on the calendar invite is correct? And everybody's like, yes, right. And then the meeting comes and they don't show up, or the meeting comes and they be like, oh, what a time wrong. Well, I asked you. Can you let me know so I can fix it? So, yeah, we're still working with the kinks on the time difference. I don't know if that's a me thing or if that's a them thing, but I really want to get through my frustration with it before I hire somebody else. So, yeah, that's my struggle right now with me trying to get some intern help. And I don't need them to do a lot. I think he has like what 4 hours a week. So it's a very, very, very small commitment. But I want to be able to give people experience I didn't have and a title that I think they are worthy of and that they deserve. So yeah. So I guess I'm gonna message him back and tell him that works. So that means I gotta be up in the morning at 6. It's 8:43, so my goal is to be asleep by midnight. It's 8:43, so I'm gonna get off here in about 15 minutes. That gives me 9 o'clock. So from 9 to 12, I want to get some work done, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm gonna wake back up at 5, get myself ready, and then meet with him at 6. 5 hours of sleep is good. Question is, can I last to midnight? That is the question. My food says it got delivered, which I'm really confused about. Because how can my food get delivered if the lady says that the person who's supposed to make my food wasn't there and that there was nobody to make my food and that they were closed for the day? I'm really confused. So I am interested to see what I'm going to go pick up from downstairs because is it going to be my food? We'll see. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off, but that is what I'm going through. That is my little blab sesh for the day. Thank you for joining, everybody. If you are interested in traveling to Thailand or moving to Thailand, make sure you hit me up. If you're interested on trying to figure out how you can get some residual income or some passive income to come in, in addition to you working remotely or working from anywhere, let me know. Set up an appointment. Thanks, you guys. Bye. Look, in true millennial fashion.